Nicola Sturgeon humiliated. Scots changing mind about independence as support falls to just 44%. It's not going to happen. Nicola Sturgeon has been dealt a devastating blow by a poll which reveals majority of Scots do not now support the push for independence. A recent ruling by the Supreme Court has confirmed the Scottish Parliament does not have any legal power to hold its own independence referendum. Miss Sturgeon blew £250,000 of taxpayers' money on a legal bid, hoping it would fuel calls for a second vote, but it appears to have had an opposite effect, solidifying support for the United Kingdom. Now, I'm not a big believer in polls anyway. I think they're a lot of shit. There's a silent majority out there that don't care about politics anymore. They're so disillusioned by politics, don't get involved with anything to do with politics. But £250,000 is a lot of money. A lot of money that could help a lot of people right now. And those silent minority need to start speaking up. The problem is though, there is no unifying party. All the parties work together, and their only role there is to divide you and put you against your neighbour. That's their role. One unifying party is what's needed to defeat them all once and for all. Results of the latest poll by Savanta Comres for the Scotsman found that 46% are against independence while 44% are in favour. Comres Savanta said that the results were too close to call, but proved disappointing for the SNP, who hoped for the ruling by the Supreme Court would lead to a surge of support for independence. A total of 9% of people in Scotland remain undecided. A lot of these people decided already. The newest poll figures compared to the 2014 referendum results, which saw 45% of people wanting independence and 55% against the idea. Chris Hopkins, political research director at Savanta, said many pollsters have shown yes leads recently, but the bulk of them, especially the larger ones, have come off the back of the Supreme Court ruling, a ruling which is likely to have made polling a little noisy and more volatile than usual. The polls in question here were done with a poll size of 1,000. It hardly represents Scotland, with a population of 5.5 million. Polls don't mean anything. They really don't mean a single thing. Now the dust is settled. We're shown no change from our previous poll at the beginning of October, showing the most marginal of no leads. But really, the race would be too close to call with a referendum tomorrow. I don't think it would be. I think the vote should be forced as soon as possible. Get it out of the way, let them have their little vote, prove them once and for all. He added, given views across Scotland are so entrenched on the issue of independence, I can only really foresee an actual referendum campaign moving the needle and swinging the pendulum the way of whoever makes the more convincing argument between the Unionists and those advocating for Scottish independence. When you look at the wider perspective here, everyone on this island has the same common enemy. It's the government. It's all the governments. Just because you have a favourite government, it doesn't mean they're fucking you any less. They're all in this together. What we do need though, like I mentioned earlier, is one unifying party, and that's all they're going to focus on. Things that need dealt with instantly. No time for waiting around anymore. One party that people that even don't believe in politics anymore can get behind. And we need to defeat these governments officially. Once and for all, we need to unite our kingdom again.